time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live. Today's Friday, August 21st. We've got the S&P up 32, NASDAQ up 83, Russell's up 23, and the Dow's up 534. Dow up right at 1%. That's the strongest of the four. Gold's up almost 2.5%. Silver's up 2%. Notes and bonds are a little bit red. 10-year yield up 0.5%. Oil's flat. Natural gas up about 1%. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all finished a little green. Euro and the pound are slightly green, and Bitcoin up 6%, hovering above 77,000. VIX down 4.75%, currently at 15.25. As far as my trades today, day trading, I took a couple small losses on Microsoft, trying to get long a couple times, and just never got much continuation. Hit some little profit targets, but then just no follow through. So ended up taking red on both of those. I did do an OPEX calendar that I entered yesterday, right before the bell, and closed that today for, let's see, what was that? 5,144 of profit on those three lots. And then as far as open positions, I didn't do a 1 DTE today. I did a DC time machine. I thought I was going to be able to transform the whole shebang, but I ended up just closed out 4 of 10 and transformed 6. So total max profit potential 3,150 with a minimum profit of 150. Still got my DC time machine that started off as a single calendar, added the double. It's up a little bit. I've also got a time fly still on that I've adjusted a couple times. That one's basically break even. Still got 7 days to expiration. I did a hedged iron Condor. That one's sitting in the valley. I need a move. I need a move by end of day. I'm kind of stuck in the middle with you. As far as British iron Condors, a lot of one-sided stops, no doubles. I've got one tranche unstopped that would gladly accept a pin. And that's it for me today. SPX, pretty tight range. We did get up to the upper expected move at its high of day, which was also right at pre-market highs. Yeah, pushed through pre-market highs. Got right up to about the expected move to the upside, and has been just kind of trailing off. Had a little bit of a bounce here about 20 minutes ago. Had some PMI numbers this morning. few little Iran news reports. But other than that, no real red line events on the financial juice. Didn't have any relevant earnings this morning before the market. Next week for earnings, we've got PDD. That's Monday before the market opens. We've got Zoom Tuesday after the close. We've got NVIDIA after the close on Wednesday, along with CrowdStrike and Salesforce. And then after the close Thursday, Ulta and Affirm. I looked at Fridays on my Mahomes, and one time. It's been a little while, but yeah, they don't perform as well. I usually size down or skip it, especially on a day like today. I may just skip it or just do a one lot for science. And plus, I've with a lot of back tests, you see like British Iron Condors do best on Friday. Different 0 DTE premium selling that you hold to expiration does better on Fridays, historically. So, that just kind of tells you it's a little calmer into the close. Abosh, is the call calendar losing more than put calendars? Winning common when price moves down? I'm not sure what you mean. Well, it depends on what durations you're doing. There's a lot of variables there. Depends on the duration of the entire structure. It also depends on the duration between your front and back. Like if you, I used to trade a lot of calendars where I would have, longer duration and I'd have, 7 days or 2 weeks or 3 weeks between the front and the back. Those are going to act more like positive Vega trades, meaning they're going to benefit when volatility expands. But a lot of these, and then it hasn't been the case recently, but a lot of times the Friday-Monday combo would act a little bit more positive Vega, meaning they would do better on down moves or vol expansion. But then a lot of things like the 6-7, typically does better when you get kind of a slow grinding move up with vol contracting. So it totally depends on your durations and everything like that. But guess what, Abosh? I've got something for you. I've got something that's going to tell you exactly what's going on. It's this new tool I created called Flux. Check it out. There's a tab called Calendar IV Spread. It'll show you the ratio, tell you why your profit's doing what it is. Let me show it to you. Here it is. What kind of DC are you looking at there, Bosch? I haven't even, I know about Elliot. I haven't even talked about this whole Flux thing. It's brand new. 14.28. Okay. All right, so we got a 14. We got a 28. When did you put that on? If you put it on today, the ratio has been working nicely. If you put it on last week, you had some up move in the ratio. So you put it on today? So depends. Like if you put it on right at the open, you should be in the profit with price staying in range like it has. If you put it on like a little before noon central, it's probably flat. And it looks like your strikes are pretty, 20 delta. So you've got that big valley too. So that matters. Added prediction markets today to Flux. Just the relevant ones to trading. Nothing like, what will Wars say during a meeting or anything like that. Just actual relevance. Like Feds and rates, inflation, jobs and growth, indices, commodities, crypto, politics. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't read into that personally, Moel, but Russell is at highs of day. Yeah, I've got some explaining to do on that, Krish. It's a little bit more complicated than what I was originally thinking, but yeah, that'll show your show the profit percentage. In fact, I'll show you right now because this is kind of so. I'll post a video on this to have it in the docs. But so let's say I put on a hedged iron Condor and I make like 5 adjustments to it. Well, this number is going to show what your current profit percentage is versus the current risk, right? So, so that's fine, and that's gonna, if you just have a normal position, that's always going to be fine. But if you do a bunch of adjustments, then it can get a little tricky, right? Because you're reducing risk over time. So what I've done is, if you open up the editor, you're going to see this little checkbox that says initial. So if I check that, it'll give you this little indication here. And so then if I also do it on this one, so then this will indicate that this is my initial position. And so what'll happen is you'll see 2 different current profit percentage boxes now. And what that means is one is showing you the current profit percentage of your initial risk. So that's only the cards that you check that you indicate are your initial position. So that will be based off the max loss of your initial position. The current one will be, if you make adjustments and you want to kind of see what your profit is based on your current risk, that'll display that. So it needed to do both. at least for some of the positions that I use. For I think for a lot of you who maybe don't do a lot of adjustments or transformers, you won't even need to use that little check, that little initial thing, but it's going to be helpful for those who kind of tweak and manage positions like that. No, you can't do it from max profit. In fact, I think like Tasty Trade does that, where it'll do it based on credit received. But what if you do a broken wing butterfly that you have $1,000 risk on, but your credit received is 5 cents? If you're up $2, it's going to say that you're up 1,000%. It just doesn't make sense. I think it's Tasty who does that. It's just, in my opinion, it's wrong. It's the wrong way to do it. And my opinion matters, Krish, because I built this, okay? All right, SPX, I need to move. Where's my OPEX move? Isn't OPEX supposed to be wild and crazy? That's what some people say. I'm not trading OPEX. It's crazy day. Yeah, refresh your browser, Allison. Probably need to just refresh your browser to pick up the new update. I need to put on my hedged iron Condor for Monday. That's what I need to do. Do that before I forget. SPX just hanging out at 76.80. All right, I am in. Hedged, I see. Yeah, this is the one risk. I mean, this is the main risk of a hedged iron Condor. or price just moves and sits in your valley and doesn't move. So I've been kind of trying to figure out how I wanted to deal with that. I think I'm just gonna take that risk. I mean, it's gonna suck every once in a while when it lands in the valley, but it's kind of a lower probability chance. And even where it's right now, sitting in the middle of my valley, it wouldn't take, I mean, I guess a 15-point move is kind of a big move from this point, but it wasn't like one of those days where I was trying to get more credit on a leg and it moved on me or anything like that. I'd never really had a chance to remove this because we just kind of pushed up and settled in right here. VIX is bleeding through lows of day, down to 1512. Mahomes, can we already get filled on a Mahomes? It's going to be an early fill, I think. Let's see, we're at 80. $80 butterflies trading for $1.40 plus. Today's a day, unless we get a big MOC. Otherwise, I may do a one lot just for fun. That's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Let me double check my positions here. Okay, guess I'm good. Biggest individual stock movers today. Robinhood is still up 12.6%. Really made that move in its first 30 minutes. It's just been kind of sideways since then, but super strong this morning. Moderna's back up 9% today. Coinbase is up 7.5%. Tezzie's been strong all day. It's up 6%, making new highs as we speak. MSTR's up 6%. Circle's up 5%. Look at that Bitcoin chart. Was it 35.50 a few days ago? Now it's at 40. I'll hit over 44 today on iBit. The hodlers are back. Got about 9 minutes till MOC. Oh, it's been about 2 years since I've been on a PC, Bosch. I still have my Mac over here on my desk too, but certain things a Mac couldn't do, like my TAT and interactive brokers, can't really work on a Mac very well. Some other kind of, there's another platform or two that I needed a PC for, and my Mac was giving me fits while I was streaming, so I switched over a couple years ago. SPX sleeping on 80. 80 flies up to almost $1.60 or $1.70. Did I take a new IC? What do you mean, AJ? MOC in 7 minutes. Yeah, I did not trade a 1 DTE Iron Condor today because the VIX was down overnight. I just put on a hedged Iron Condor for Monday. I'll be doing a class on that strategy here in the next few weeks. But I've got the that thread where I've been posting stuff on that. Right in it's the thread in the Transformer chat channel. SPX just made a 2-point move, 3 points. It's up to 83. $85 butterfly. Trading for about $1.55. Yeah, that's the same thing I mentioned to you the other day, AJ. Toss is not going to show the correct P&L because they can't account for they're not going to account for the legs that you've closed. You have to view the you have to view your fills on an analyze screen, like on the toss screen or on Flux. Once you close a leg, they wipe it, so they're not going to show you the right info. Yeah, you can't pay attention to that. It's not really relevant after you make an adjustment to a trade. $85 butterfly. Price has gone down. Guess the Mahomes got nervous with this 4-point move. Had to reprice down a little bit. Up to 86. We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds till MOC. No, I heard you talking, Nor. They're like, this guy wants 250. Ha! Let's reprice
1 minute
these
now
things.
until we get the market on close imbalance.
Gold is jumping. I mean, little tiny bounce.
Ten seconds. Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 191 million, Nasdaq 100 sell side of 48 million, Dow 30 buy side 95 million, Mag 7 buy side 62 million.
Teeny tiny buy side on top of narrow price action. Not ideal for the Magic Man. SPX back down to 82. 85 butterfly, trading for about $1.50. The 80's a little closer. I'm going to put in an order at $2 on the 80. One lot. Just for fun. Don't do this at home. Filled at $2. Woo! Let's go. Nor might get us $2.50 if it can sit still. Okay. Fill with 8 minutes to go. It's pretty early compared to what we've been seeing. See, with Flux, you don't have to worry about your risk graph jumping around, acting all weird, getting bogged down, lag. It's fast and clean and crisp. SPX down to 78. Abosh, you could do 2 XSPs. That would be 1/5. SPX hanging out at 78. Need below 75 for a max one lot winner. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. SPX appears disappointed that it was such a small buy number. There's another down move down to 73. Back up to 75. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes barely even tries until there's like 2 minutes left. Nor's on the 75 for 275. Okay. Let's get down to 60 then. Make everybody happy. Sitting on 77, my break even. Three minutes to go. Back in the valley of death. I'm more of a sweet talker, Nor, not a singer. I'll sweet talk it. I'm on the 80 fly. SPX is at 77, 78. All right, 2-minute warning. This is where Mahomes does his magic. Am I right, Naughty Dog? Naughty Dog's a big fan of Mahomes. For those of you guys who don't know. Had such a nice start with that down move. Back to 79. 1 minute to go. And back to 80.
Ex-Google
30 seconds.
executive Salek is to join Anthropic's compute team.
Gonna need some Mahomes magic. There you go. There he goes, Naughty Dog, back to 75. 74, 73. 10 seconds. $74. 76, 74, 30 for the max win Mahomes. Another last second heroic effort on my one lot. So clutch, Jonathan W. All right, all. That's a wrap for the week. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. We'll be back at it Monday. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.